Hey everybody, it's Mindy Hughes here with the Garden Project Colorado. I've realized and have been very aware that I haven't been posting a lot of videos this year. That's not to say there isn't a lot going on. I've just been spending more time actually doing and less time documenting. So what I want to do today is just kind of take you on a quick walk through and show you all the new things that we've got going for this year. Some of these will get more in-depth videos later, and I do have some other things planned. I've just, like I said, we've been busy. The weather's been great. Been a little hot this week, but otherwise great. And we've got a lot going on. So let me show you what we've got. Okay, first of all, I'm down here on the south end of the deck. This is, again, the shady area underneath our big maple tree. It's the only big tree in the yard. And so this end of the yard is our shady garden. This year we added this little I'm going to call it the leftover bed. It is not hooked up to irrigation, and it's made out of pieces that were left over from some of the other beds. So we just put it in here, and there is an Olla, O-L-L-A, right in the middle of it to help with the watering of these two plants. I just stuck some shade-loving plants in there. They're not anything spectacular. There's a hosta, and in the back there, that is a curled surf fern, and I'll double check the name of that. I think that's what it is, but and I just put them in there just for decor. All right, so steps. One of the things you're going to notice is we've got the wood chips down. We are in the process of adding a bunch of stepping stones. They're stored over here under the tree right now, and it's been really hot, so we haven't done a whole lot with the hard labor this week, but it should be mellowing out just a little bit. The end of the spinach and lettuce bed, I've thrown some more new kale in here, which should be coming up, but the spinach is about done, so I'm probably going to harvest that in the morning and use it all up, and then we'll turn over the bed and put something for the fall in there. New blueberry. We had 2 blueberries in what is now the tomato bed. One of them died completely. This one, and I don't know which one this is, it's either Echo or Perpetua, survived, but as you can see, it's a bit anemic looking. We've been trying to bring it back, fertilizing it and everything. And then I bought a dwarf berry here, and I'll look up the name and put it on the screen for that one as well. So hopefully they will grow together into the big pot. All right, and we have here my grand experiment. This is Tomato Row. If you follow me on Facebook, I put a post about this the other day. It literally is black furniture grade PVC piping. This right here, 1-inch diameter, that we made into a frame. And then each tomato is trellised, and it's really hard to see in the video, but is trellised to a string going up to the frame. Got a few things I got to work out with it, but it's so far working really well. I've got 3 different varieties of tomatoes. We have San Marzano down on this end mostly. These are all San Marzano, and this is a layer Pomodoro, which is a hybrid from a local grower here, and then this one here is a black crim, and I just stuck those on the end, but they're all doing great. They're interplanted with marigolds, onions, garlic. There's some more kale stuck in here, and there's kale on the other end that's not nearly as advanced, and basil. There's also basil in these beds. All right, and coming around this way, another new bed. This one is also a dry bed, meaning it's not on any kind of irrigation. It does have the Ollas in it, and again, I'm going to do a whole video on alternate forms of irrigation. I've been taking pictures all along, and we'll be putting that together soon, but there's 2 Ollas in here and onions, and then these are shishito peppers. and they're not growing as well as some of the other peppers, so I'm not sure if it's because of where they're located or the bed or what's going on there. But all right, new thing this year, we've put in an asparagus bed. I debated long and hard all winter long. I've always wanted to grow asparagus, and so I planted some. Ended up being in late May. I planted crowns, and they're already ferned. They've all sprouted. First year for these, so they are, I'm just letting them fern. I didn't harvest anything, and then next year we'll harvest a little bit, and then in the third year we can start really harvesting for real. But you let them fern out so that they will help send energy down to develop the roots. This is a long-term commitment. Anybody that's ever grown asparagus will tell you. Hopefully this bed will be producing for the next 10 to 15 years, maybe longer, and that's my plan. Anyway. So I've got a few grow bags around, carrots and onions in this one, and then there's potatoes. I have some amazing snow peas, TP made from sunflower stalks from last year. I don't know if you remember, but I had the large, they were actually called dwarf, but they were very large sunflowers growing in another bed. And harvested those. I stored them in the shed all winter, and they were very strong and sturdy when I pulled them out, so I used them to do the teepee. All right, we've got more onions over here, a little more kale. This is a Black Beauty zucchini. It is the only zucchini plant that I have going this year, and I'm trying it on a trellis to see if I can't avoid the powdery mildew issue I had last year. And I'll go more into that in detail if it works. We'll see what goes on. But the point is to keep the leaves up off the ground, and also to provide aeration around so that the pollinators and everybody can get there. And then in the back along the trellis here, those are pinto beans. I just took them out of a bag that I got at the grocery store, stuck them in the ground, and they seem to be growing quite nicely. They haven't been in that long. It's just been a couple of weeks. All right, we added some pots along the fence here, which will hopefully grow up and provide some color. And doing the same trellising thing with a cucumber. That is I believe those are Boston pickling cucumbers. And then along the trellis here, we've got sunset runner beans, which hopefully will grow up over the top of the trellis and provide a nice shady spot here. I also have some regular Kentucky blue pole beans going in here. There's a lot of plants there, and I'm thinking I might need to thin them out. And some tender crisp celery, which the bunnies like to go after, even though it's up in the raised bed. Bunnies and squirrels have been eating my celery. Then we have the pepper bed. I did not really think it through, even though I knew better, and I did plant all of my different varieties of peppers in one place. So they're likely going to cross-pollinate. All right, and then the wedding cake, quote unquote. We have Cosmos coming in. The big plant in the back is a Russian comfrey. It's a sterile variety. It just is done with blooming, so I'm gonna need to trim it back. I will put that into my compost. It's a wonderful addition. It has many other medicinal and nutritional uses. So we've got Cosmos, there's some echinacea back in here. All right, a variety of flowers, nasturtiums. I did put some chives down in this area. They're just barely coming up. And then more of the same over on this side. And we've got cilantro that is growing down here in the shade of the comfrey. So I'm hoping that will take off a little bit. Not sure. It's kind of an experiment. It's a little hot for cilantro right now. All right, more sunset runner beans, more potatoes. Okay, more celery of the same, and then these other beans here in the middle are Blauhilde beans. It's a purple bean. Got the seeds from rareseeds.com, Baker Creek, and we're trying them out. All right, and then this over here is a midget melon, Minnesota midget melon. it's coming along really slowly. They were planted at the same time as the zucchini and the cucumber, and that's what we've got so far, but we'll see how that comes along. Big new addition this year. I need to back up so you guys can see this. You've probably caught glimpses, but big new addition this year is the Grape Arbor. My husband built this for me as a Mother's Day / birthday present in May. Actually, he just finished it in the last week or so. It's sturdy. All cedar. He built it, no plans, came out of his brain, and I'm absolutely in love with it. We've got some Reliance grapes, one on each side, that just got planted this week, so they're looking a little frumpy, to say the least. It's been hot here, guys, like up around 100 and really dry, but been babying these, and hopefully they'll pick up and take off. All right, strawberry bed. You guys remember this from last year. I am about to take out the funky shade cloth and put some bird netting on this, because I've had some friends coming in and stealing some of my berries and eating them. New addition, another new addition is our raspberry bed, and there are 3 heritage raspberries in this little thing. When they get a little taller, I will have some wire mesh around the outside here of this frame that I've got that'll keep them controlled, and I've got to thin them because they're really, really bushy, and there's a lot going on underneath with some insects and things that I need to take care of. All right, here's our orchard. Look, guys, I have trees. There's a little Pixie miniature peach in the front, and then the 2 apple trees in the back, and I will talk about those more in another video. Along the ends of the north ends of these 2 beds, I've also got honeyberries that just got planted a month or so ago, also known as a haskap berry. They are similar to a blueberry, but they do a little better here in our alkaline soils. Blueberries, as you probably know, like a lot of acidity in the soil. That's why the ones that I do have are in that barrel. I can control the content there. But we put these in the ground to see how they would do, and they like it. All right, sunflowers coming up right there in the little cage. And then way over against the fence, I don't know if you can see too well, but there are 3 more cages, and those are actually artichokes. It's kind of an experiment. They are not a perennial here, so I'm not sure if we're gonna get enough growth out of them. Hi, Rosie. Gonna get enough growth out of them to actually get buds. But we'll see. And I will protect them over the winter and see if they come back next year. All right, and then we have the north bed, and I'm not gonna walk over there because I've reseeded the lawn here, and I don't wanna walk through it, but that's the north bed with the bricks. And we've got a bunch of herbs and some flowers and a lot of other stuff planted in there. And that's a partial shade bed. It gets good morning sun, but then it's in the shade in the afternoons. So there we are. Oh, and the rain barrel right there. Rain barrel's installed. There's also a pipe that goes from the drain from the downspout under the ground to this point. If it rains so hard that we have overflow coming down and rushing down here, it pulls the water away from the house and puts it out here where maybe the trees can use it. So that's a huge project that we've already completed. There is also another rain barrel on the front porch, and I will take a picture of that and show it to you. It's a little more decorative, but that I use to water the garden in the front.